You just bought a home and you're wondering what happens next? Stay tuned here. We're going to talk about it today. If you've recently signed a deal on your next dream home, you may be wondering what happens next. Even seasoned home buyers tend to forget the process from one home purchase to another, and a reminder can be helpful. Let's take a look at 4 of the most common steps that immediately follow a home purchase. In step 1, the buyer makes the deposit. That's you. Most often you will have about 24 hours following a signed deal to make the initial deposit on a resale home. The deposit is made to show good faith on behalf of the buyer. It's meant to indicate one is serious about the property, and in fact it is a requirement once a deal has been agreed to. The amount of a deposit will depend entirely on what was negotiated and can depend on your area and market conditions, but often it amounts to somewhere in the neighborhood of 5% of the purchase price of the property. In terms of when the deposit must be made, this again will depend on the terms of the deal. Oftentimes buyers will indicate a deposit is to be provided upon acceptance, which means within 24 hours. Other times buyers may need a few days to secure the funds, and this would be noted in the agreement. Step 2, clear your conditions. We haven't spent much time talking about conditions for the past 2 years, but they are definitely back. So if your home purchase was subject to any conditions, you'll use these days following the deal to complete whatever due diligence is needed to satisfy those requirements. For example, you may have included a financing condition in your offer, and you need time to work with your bank to confirm the funds are in place. A home inspection condition is another common clause for a buyer to include, so in this case you would work with your realtor to schedule an appointment with a home inspector, and they will perform this inspection for you. Now, if it's a condominium you've purchased and you made the deal conditional on a status certificate, which we always recommend, you would use this time to have your real estate lawyer review the document to ensure all is well. Then, once you're fully satisfied that the home meets your requirements and the funds are in place, of course, your realtor will present you with a form to sign that indicates you have fulfilled your conditions and these clauses no longer stand in the way. At this point, you now have a firm deal since conditions have been cleared. Step 3 is often the walkthrough. Once you've cleared your conditions, you will likely be ready to start taking measurements for your furniture, or you may just want to show your family members your new purchase. It's likely your real estate salesperson has included in the agreement 1 or more visits to the property before closing. This allows a buyer time to view the home from the lens of a new homeowner and begin to imagine how the space in the home could be used. The duration of the walkthrough visit is usually 1 hour. However, this will depend again on the terms that were included in your specific deal. Just get in touch with your realtor to schedule the visit, and then try to provide, if you can, a few days advance notice out of courtesy to the seller. They, like you, will be quite busy packing boxes and getting ready to move. And finally, step 4, your completion date and getting the keys. There may be weeks or months before a firm deal and your closing date. It will vary depending on the terms of the deal that you agreed to. During this interim period, your real estate lawyer will be working with the lawyer representing the home seller, the real estate brokerages, and the lender or bank to ensure everything is ready for closing day. I think this is the part where we receive the most number of questions. What happens between the time we firm up the deal and closing? What do we have to do? Together, these lawyers, the seller's lawyer and the buyer's lawyer, work together to coordinate the money and the paperwork so that on closing day, ownership of the property is transferred into the buyer or buyer's names and registered with the land titles office. A few days before you complete on the home, your lawyer will schedule a meeting for you to sign the required paperwork and provide a bank draft for any closing costs. If you have sold one house in order to purchase the next, the funds used in the sale can normally be redirected to the purchase quite seamlessly by your lawyer. Then on the much anticipated closing day, you'll be notified by your real estate lawyer when you have completed the transaction. What does this mean? This signifies that the transfer of ownership has been executed and you are now the registered owner of the property. The home is now yours. It's likely at this point you will be given the code to the lockbox on the front door of the property. This will be how you enter your house for the first time. If you have any questions about your home purchase, your realtor will be on standby to help you. But if you've not yet purchased your next house and you'd like some help, please get in touch with us today. My name is Dana Gain, and I'm here for all your real estate needs. If you enjoyed this video, please remember to give it a like, share it with your friends, and of course, subscribe to this YouTube channel. Thanks for watching. See you next time.